Hey guys, we're back with another video. This is a look at Paquito, a small little handheld device that's come from Finland. It was Kickstarter backed last year or the year before, I believe. It shipped to backers over the course of the last 6 months or so. I finally got a hold of one to take a look at. And what is it? Well, it's running an ARM Cortex V0. It's got a small TFT screen. It's also got a very small flat pack battery in there. I haven't took it apart yet to have a look inside, but it does have an array of GPIO on the top as well for your adding extra needs. And it also has a headphone jack, which is pretty neat. It has a little micro USB there for charging, and you can get 10 hours out of the system. I've been playing it non-stop since I got it, and I haven't even charged it yet, so it lasts quite a long time. We've got a little button here. At the side here we've got a push to eject micro SD slot, and it's a little bit, if I'm honest, it's a little bit, it's very, what's the word, tight in there, in the micro SD slot. Taking it out is not easy, or as easy as it perhaps should be. It's a little slow on the eject. There's also these little Lego pins, and they're all that hold it together. And then on the back we've got two buttons. One of them I believe you hold when you're going to plug it into your PC to flash, and the other one is simply to restart the device, to reset, as well as that button you've got on the side. You can just soft reset or hard reset here, reset with a button anyway. And then we've got a little speaker grill with a speaker up here, which is quite loud and produces some quite nice volume, providing the games you play have audio. And also obviously the headphone jack is pretty sweet addition as well. We've got four face buttons. You've got the C button, which basically takes you back to the menu. We've got the A and B button, and then we've got a directional pad, but this is an 8-way directional pad, and they're super clicky. They're those tactile switches that you see. I've got some upstairs actually in a box. They're little tactile switches, so you can feel them, and they are quite loud, but they do the job really well. They feel quite nice. So let's turn on the system. Once we turn on the system, we'll get the Paquito loader, and we press C for the loader, because if you don't press C, any of your previously played games will automatically be played. So if you played something previously and you don't press the C button, it will automatically load that game, which is nice. We've got a nice little interface here. It's very simple. In the About, we can see what loader version we're on, if you can see that. In the settings, you can actually see, hopefully, you can see there's a loader wait time, which states the time you want to wait before you press the C button. I put up 5 seconds. You can change that if you think you're not going to need it so much. The volume wait, again, that will count down, and then it'll ask you what volume you want to set the device at when you start a game. You've got a time format, you've got set hours, set minutes, you've also got a date you can set by setting the day, the month, and the year. It's all pretty simple. One thing I will say about the screen is it's nice and bright, like really bright, but the viewing angles are not fantastic. I think because the screen is supposed to be orientated that way from the way the ribbon cable comes up, as it would be, the viewing angles side to side are actually better that way, as you can possibly see. But obviously viewing angles that way now is a little bit lackluster. But beyond that, you know, if you're playing it towards your face, it looks crystal clear and pretty nice. So Yone, as I've been told to pronounce him, has loaded this with a bunch of games, basically every single game that's out there right now, and they're all really good, but I want to pick one today that really does show the capabilities of this little thing, and that is this Polar game right here. Now they all take a little while to load. When you click a game, it loads it. I'm going to turn the volume down for this though. I'm not sure if you can get copyright for Christmas tunes, but we'll do that anyway. And as you can see, it'll load it into, I guess, the RAM, and then it will actually ask you what volume you want it at, and it'll have a little red symbol in the headphones you can see there, which is a nice little touch. If you've got headphones plugged in, it'll tell you that that's going to be super loud on your ears, so you want to set it down to here. Preferably. The bar also has a different colour scheme. The higher you go, goes to yellow, and then red the further up. We're just going to whack it all the way down, and we simply just press A to accept. Now this game is super cool because it does have Christmas tunes playing in the background, which obviously I've not got playing. If I can bring this up close to the camera to show you. And it's nice with the way that the particle effects on the screen are working, with the snow, and the way everyone moves is really good. And the objective is to get 12 presents and take them back. And this was a little Christmas gift last year from one of the community members, which is super nice. And it runs quite well. I'm really impressed, actually. This was the game I was most looking forward to checking out, because I'd seen it on the forums already, and it looks super cool. It's actually quite hard for you to see because the screen's quite bright, but it does look crystal clear and super cool. It's a little bit brighter on the camera than it is in real time, in sort of from what I'm seeing. And we just take it into here, and then we press C or A. Is it A? I say C. So we press A, and then it drops it off, and you can see in the top left now. This does have a few issues with boundary clipping, but you see the top left now. There's 1 out of 12, and you basically have to collect all 12 to finish the game. It's a nice little feature game, and it's definitely one of the ones that looks the best that I've played on this memory card so far. Now, if we hit that reset button on the back, which is this one, you can see it will actually boot up. It's the top one, and it'll ask if we want to press C for loader, which we do, because otherwise it will boot back into that game that we were just playing. And then we can take a look down here and see what other games that they've got. Now, I've played quite a few of these. I'm going to showcase Pixonia, because Pixonia is one that was created by Yone himself, I believe. And this one is pretty cool. You have to dig for treasure. So again, it will wait. It will ask you if you want to go back to the previous screen to reload a different game. And as you can see, this is Pixonia, and it's got various different levels, and you have to find gold. Now this is a little bit difficult without the sound, because I believe the sound sort of indicates where the gold is. But the idea is you can run around as this guy on quite a big map, might I add. You can run around, and then if you press the B button, you can see that here it'll almost dig down a slot. If you press the A button, it will fill up, and yeah, it's got some nice terrain deformation there for a little handheld game like this. Now, all these games are obviously going to be sort of homebrew type games made by the community, and that's only because this thing is quite niche in the sector it's in, really. It only has a limited amount of RAM. I think it's got 300 and something kilobytes of random access memory, so not a lot of random access memory at all, but that's just because it's supposedly easier to code for, and this is something that I want to touch on in a later video, is something that we can actually use to code something. And I've never really delved into coding too much. I did a little bit with Lua a couple years ago for the GCW Zero, but that never came to fruition because the GCW Zero was, despite being open source, quite difficult to sort out. Whereas this is supposed to be much more simpler in the way that you code games. So I'm going to download like Mbed and the tools in order to code, and we'll see what we can get running on this at some point. So there we go, and it will load the game up again. You can see the transitions now. The firmware updates are pretty consistent. There's been quite a few, and Yone has informed me that there are much more in the way of firmware updates for the software specifically coming very soon for the UI and stuff. So that will be interesting to see as well. But I wanted to give you a little look at this little device because it's quite cheap. It's about £40 from what I've seen, from what I priced it up as, and that's pretty good when you consider you can buy a game for your PS4 or your Xbox for a little bit over that usually in the UK. So really, for the price of a game, you're getting a complete kitted handheld that can do some really cool stuff. So I think that in itself is pretty damn good. And you can also learn to code, so it gives you skills, which obviously normal games don't always do. They do give you some mad raging skills though, if you like that sort of thing. But yeah, I just wanted to show you a little bit of a look at video. It's nice, it's cool, it works well. This does come, this did come assembled for me, but for you it might come unassembled, in which case you just have to put it together. And that is quite easy from the instruction manual that I pulled out in the unboxing. It's very in-depth. I had a good read of it, and it's really quite nice. I could show it you at some point if you'd prefer that, but I haven't took this apart yet because I don't want to risk breaking it so close to getting it. But yeah, so far I'm really impressed with this little device. It's super cool, super handy, and I've been playing this quite a bit alongside my Nintendo Switch. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. There's various different colour schemes you can get it in too, and it's available to purchase. I think you may have to pre-order, maybe a back order on the Poquitos right now, but it's definitely worth waiting for, and it seems much more promising than the Pocket Chip, which died after a few months. Poquito's obviously been around for quite a few months now and is still going, so that is a promising feature already. Yeah, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button, guys, and I shall see you very soon with another one. Cheers.